What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Good Kraken podcast. This is episode 224. It is Saturday. It is actually not Saturday. It is Tuesday, June 20th. That's right. We had a little postpone, and I should learn how to read before I say some words sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sorry,
am your
my bad.
host. Oh, you're all good. I'm your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, and I'm joined by two of my favorites here today, including my beautiful little cherry blossom, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton. What's up, my guy? What's up?
Bro, I got a headache. Like, you ever have those days where, like, you wake up with one, and then, like, no matter what you try to do, like, hydrate, take some freaking pain meds, like, whatever, like, that son of a bitch just don't go away? It's one of them days.
Yeah, I had this, like, odd, like, weird throbbing going on in my right ankle today.
In your cock.
In my cock.
Dude, yeah, and I've got this fucking killer headache right behind my left eyeball.
Yeah.
And it's been there all goddamn day, and I don't know, kind of wish maybe somebody punched me in the face hard enough to make it go away. But actually, aside from that, dude, no, I've actually had a pretty good day. I had like a 3-day weekend. We have Juneteenth off.
Mhm.
So I went back to work today, and it was just kind of a low-key, slower day. And then I got home, played some Cyberpunk, and now I'm just chilling.
Nice. Yeah, I had yesterday off too. Ha 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 ha. But
Sure.
yeah. No, I went out and celebrated with some friends last night, and it was good times. Good times.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I went out with little Joshy Poo, our very own little Hood Ramsey.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. We are also joined by Good Kraken's very own, the one and only, the mystical man from down under in Louisiana, DJ Simfix.
What's up?
Sup?
What's up?
Sup? How you doing, baby?
Doing good, man. Today it rained today, for a good bit. Like rain, like heavy ass rain. So it's a good change of pace
Good
from
game.
being like hot as hell, um, all the time. Uh, like man, we were in like a heat warning for like a whole week. It was 5 o'clock and it was still 93 degrees. Like 6:30, still 90 some degrees.
Jeez.
Um, yeah, and plus humidity, plus everything else, it just sucks.
Yeah.
But we got some rain today. But knowing that we got rain today means tomorrow and next week, or like this coming few days, it's gonna be super hot.
Yeah.
Super hot.
Dude, we've been
Like, it's
getting
gonna be swampy outside.
We've been
Yeah.
getting like crazy thunderstorms and stuff over here lately, like wild thunderstorms.
Yeah,
Actually,
I wish, man. I wish we're like near the equators. We can get like monsoons or some shit. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
Some rain season. It'd be rain season. I'm
I
down
mean,
for rain season.
we're not near the equator. We get crazy shit like that here all the time. Garrick knows. He's lived in Oregon before.
But you guys get
Yup.
you guys get like your
No,
rain droplets are
no.
like but your rain droplets are significantly smaller.
No, we get heavy
Then
ass rain
rain.
here too.
Dude,
Like,
like, it's
Yes,
like
the
the
volume
droplets.
of rain is probably a lot.
no,
but the
like
Not,
droplets
dude, but the
are
droplets are like the size of like nickels, dude. They're like
yeah, and
clonking
we
you in the
dude,
head, bro.
we get hail bigger than marbles here and shit all the time too. Like it
Ooh,
happens
yep,
all
yeah.
the time.
yeah.
Sure,
Like
We get hail.
I had
That's the only thing.
blanket lightning above my house 2 days ago, and it hailed so much that people were outside making snowmans out of the hail.
Hmm.
That's how much it hailed here.
Yeah, like
Ridiculous.
we never get hail. The last time we got hail was I think Hurricane Gustav back in like 2007.
Oh, you were a baby.
Started raining down ice cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never been to Louisiana, so I can't attribute to the weather there. All I
Our
know,
raindrops are fat. I'm just telling you that much.
yeah,
So whatever you're describing is probably the same.
yeah.
Same
I
thing for down here.
the worst though is when we get freezing rain, Have you ever experienced
Yeah,
freezing
I've
rain?
never had freezing rain.
Dude.
I mean, it gets cold enough, and then we have rain while it's cold, but I've never had
Mhm.
like freezing rain. No.
Dude, the wind, I remember specifically one year. I was working for FedEx, and I was reluctantly going to work this day after freezing rain all night. And it rained so hard the night before, and it was so windy that trees were literally like leaning sideways with just like it looked like a winter wonderland or like something from a video game. There's just crazy like 3 foot long like icicles coming off all the
Jeez.
trees and stuff. It was wild. Just saying, like we get light rain for fall, right? But our
Hmm.
winters and springs are ridiculous. Like it's been raining so much here that and we're in the middle of June. It is only 63 degrees here right now. It's supposed to be like in the 90s right
Yeah,
now
dude.
normally.
Fucking climate change is crazy.
It is. It is.
It is. It is. It is
But yeah,
nuts.
Boyle, Garrick, you said you've been playing Cyberpunk. I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk too.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
mhm. How far are you in that game?
I actually don't really like have a good. I don't know. I'm at the. Well, I guess DJ would probably be a good. He's beaten it like 4 times. He would know. So story wise, I'm on. I am literally about to start the parade mission.
I think that's
Ah, yeah.
further than where I am because I have to go talk to what's his face.
Takamura.
Yeah, I have to go talk to Takamura at a diner. Is what I have to do. I've
Oh
been
yeah,
That's
so
like right
you're a little.
before.
That's like right behind that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been hammering the like I have 40 hours in that game, but that's because I've been hammering it in the
Same,
side quests, you know.
same.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of the. I
I
think
think
I'm
I'm level
one story
30.
mission ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm like level
Yeah.
30 right now.
Yeah, I
And
think I'm 30. I think I literally just hit 37 before I turned my Xbox off.
yeah, yeah. I
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of side content, like most like side content gig, because I want to be able to like run the last like point of no return mission a couple of times to get all the endings. But I
yeah.
want to
Mhm.
unlock them all first, so I'm doing all the side shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how Phantom Liberty is gonna, extend that story, you know.
I'm so
With
excited to see what happens,
So
man.
without spoiling anything, like or as best I can, anyways. From what I understand, the trailer for Phantom Liberty picks up like almost immediately after the campaign's
Mhm.
ending.
Oh.
Like, and they even like there's even like a little like transitionary scene in the trailer that like that shows like this is where V's at, like post whatever the hell's going on here, and this is why you're here.
Okay, okay.
Ah, so does it like choose whichever ending you chose, or is it like there's like a canon ending that's like
I'm assuming
you know
there's like a canon ending
Mhm.
hmm
that like they kind of stick with for the sake of the
Well, yeah,
story,
yeah,
but they
there is
definitely
actually,
alluded
yeah,
to
there
it.
is. I totally forgot because if you take on the no the mission like that point of no return, if you take it on by yourself without any companions or anything,
Hmm.
um, and you get and you beat it, you get the quote unquote true ending, um, which has you at the top of the food chain in terms of Night City, and
Okay.
at the end you take a AV to somewhere, um, but then it cuts to something else, but then it like
And you said
fades
that's with
into
no
whatever.
companions?
Yeah, like you if
Yeah,
you
I'm pretty sure it's called taking like that version of the ending is
so
called like take it matters into your own hands or something
yeah,
like
so
that.
like basically whenever to trigger like this last portion of the final mission, you're having a one-on-one with Johnny, and he gives you options like depending on how much stuff you did, he gives you options on like how to approach the last step in this mission.
Mm.
And you have to wait like you have to wait like 5 minutes, and then another option pops up, and then you select that option.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good to
and
know
so
while I'm
and
running
there's a
through.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
so make a
you
save
literally
right
have to wait
before
5 minutes, 5 literal minutes.
and then like you don't even need to make a save right before the ending of the game because it makes a special save when you do the mission that puts you like just before that mission, but with the mission rewards after you complete it. So you can so because the game does give you the option to be able to go back and do any side quests you missed to get any additional endings.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm playing through that game. I really want to beat it. It's gonna be
It's so immersive.
really wild trying to balance Phantom Liberty and Starfield at the same time.
Dude, when you take
You'll have a
breaks at
little- you'll have a
Starfield,
little bit
start
of
up
time.
Phantom Liberty.
I say Phantom Liberty comes out like the end of September, so you'll have like a whole month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need like 6 months for Starfield.
Exactly,
Longer
at
than that.
least.
That's gonna be like a 2-year long game, dude. But I'm interested to finally get to the ending of that. They just put out another update for Cyberpunk too, like another one that
Okay.
fixed all the bugs and like a ton of more bugs and did a lot of quality of life improvements. Like yesterday, it was like a 30 gig update.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did
So
they've been doing their job
Mhm.
in fixing the game.
yeah, nice
And
little
this
overhaul.
update's gonna be way more fixes.
Mhm. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for a
Awesome.
time to jump into Cyberpunk, right now is definitely the time. That's for sure. I recommend it.
Should have been earlier this week, dude. They had a sale on Steam.
Mhm. Oh, I
For like
almost bought
30
it.
some bucks.
I almost bought it again on PC, but I was like, nah, I already have it on console. Like I'm playing
Mhm.
it on Series X. I'm already so many hours in. But I was tempted. I was
I
like,
wanna get mods on it. Might start another playthrough and get mods on it.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Because there's some cool mods out there.
Mhm,
Even though it's hard to mod from what I heard,
mhm,
but it is like or for both modders and the people who want mods in their games.
mhm.
Like there's flying cars and stuff like that you can do. Some other
Flying
mods
cars would be
don't
cool.
expect you don't expect full conversions, but you can expect like new guns, new this, new that, so
Mhm, mhm.
stuff like that.
Well, hell yeah. Well, enough about Cyberpunk because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. No mods on this one currently. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Yarg.
Yarg. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, that also means you have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help us keep pushing out content for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken! And leaving a review there. I just realized I forgot to do the DJ thing for Prime Gaming.
fine.
Yeah, you know,
You're good.
it's okay. We're a
Just
little out
11
of
days,
step.
I guess.
Yep. Guys, we got some captain orders. We are finally getting back to some normalcy around here with our schedule ish. But we are back on track, guys. Join our Discord. We do our weekly schedule announcement out there. Our beautiful little cherry blossom Garrick writes that up for all of you babies at home. So that way you guys can get an idea of when we're going live, what we're doing when we go live, and when our episodes air on YouTube and podcast services. So definitely come check it out. Be a part of it. Go to our Discord. Join the community. Swim with the fish family. So, that being said, guys, this is going to be a review episode, not our normal Tuesday episodes for all you. So, DJ, if you could, tell the people what we got next.
Well, Devin, they gotta protect their neck because we're gonna go to the gallows. Straight to the gallows.
Protect that neck. Guys, we are doing our official review of The Flash, That's right. The Flash just came out, and we saw it, and we all have some thoughts. I know that for sure. So,
Mm.
let me
Mhm.
give you all a quick synopsis here. The Flash. Worlds collide when the Flash uses his superpowers to travel back in time to change the events of the past. However, when his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future, he becomes trapped in a reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation. With no other superheroes to turn to, the Flash looks to coax a very different Batman out of retirement and rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian, albeit not the one he is looking for. The Flash released June 16th, 2023. It was directed by Andreas Muschietti with a budget of 200 to 220 million. The box office currently is at 135.7 million worldwide with a runtime of 2 hours and 24 minutes. So, the Bechdel test is a measure of the representation of women in film and other fiction. This test asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man for more than 1 minute of screen time. And does The Flash pass the Bechdel test? Nope, absolutely not. Doesn't even come close.
It's
Sorry.
not.
I don't even think two women talk to each other in
Yep.
this movie.
Yep. Damn, Andreas
I
Muschietti.
don't think there's more than 2 women in that whole film.
Th-
There's his
There's three.
mom
There's three.
and
Oh yeah, there's 3.
Yeah.
Kara
And Iris.
And Iris.
Oh, there you go. That's them. Them's the 3.
Nope, there's 4.
And-
The unnamed creepy Kryptonian chick.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, and like they literally just like
Yeah.
CGI'd her in from like her previous movie. It wasn't even actually like her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was her likeness.
And none of those characters interacted with one another.
Nope, not a
Yeah.
single one.
None of them.
And
Absolutely
nothing
none.
outside of That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they did. Yep. Guys, let's dive into some fun facts here. The Flash is director Andy Muschietti's first big budget film outside of horror. If you don't follow all the big names in Hollywood or know who Andy Muschietti is, you'll undoubtedly recognize his handiwork. In particular, he is the director of the 2-film adaptation of Stephen King's novel It, a horrific tale of an ancient evil taking the form of Pennywise the Clown in the sewers of the fictional Maine town of Derry. Muschietti and crew endeavored to create a more faithful adaptation of King's work that ultimately would disturb or terrify most viewers. Before It, Muschietti's debut in the realm of mainstream cinema was Mama. Not a bad movie, actually. A ghostly horror production based on a short film of the same name that he both wrote and directed. The Flash signals his shift into a new genre of filmmaking, at least as far as blockbuster films are concerned. From what I remember, and I think we talked about this a little bit, Garrick, is that there were some rated R scenes, borderline rated R scenes, especially with Kara, that were cut from the film, and I wish they were not. I really do.
Maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, that would have been like where his horror chops sort of came through. Watching this movie, like I wouldn't have like ever just assumed that all he had done prior to this was horror films.
Exactly.
So I feel like as for this being like his first like kind of action like film blockbuster and also a superhero film, not bad.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. I really enjoyed the It adaptions he did. Although
I love them
he didn't bring in the giant space turtle, which was kind of disappointing.
a little bit, but yes.
Yeah. It is a little bit egregious though. Guys, Michael Keaton is the oldest live action Batman ever. Please do Batman Beyond. Anyways, The Flash promises the return of Michael Keaton's Batman, a promise that has fans of the 1989 Tim Burton original and its sequel feeling ultra nostalgic with the upcoming movie. With the film's release, Michael Keaton will be 71 years young.
Doesn't even look it, man.
But he
Doesn't
literally
look
doesn't look 71 years old. He didn't act like he was 71 years old.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He looked younger, strangely to me, when he had the beard and long hair.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
a little bit.
I will say this: he is starting to get that little turkey gobbler neck. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
the age just kind of bestows upon us all. Yeah.
Yep. But
I'm sure he'll get that tucked here soon enough.
yep, he did a good job though. I thought he did a great job.
Great
For-
job.
Oh
for
yeah,
what-
man. He brought back the exact same like Batman, and along with him the iconic Tim Burton Batman music that I loved.
Yeah,
So it was good.
there was lots of little fun nods along with that, but we'll get into that a little later. Michael Shannon, fantastic actor, by the way. For me, my first experience with Michael Shannon was in Boardwalk Empire. I don't know if you've ever watched that fantastic show. He does
haven't.
great, especially seasons 1 and 2 of that show with him. Fucking peak performance from Michael Shannon. You should definitely watch it. Michael Shannon sought Zack Snyder's blessing in order to reprise his role as Zod. In this new reality that Barry Allen concocts after saving his mother, General Zod is still a threat to Earth, just as he had been in the Zack Snyder directed Man of Steel. Only this time, Clark isn't anywhere to be found. Another Kryptonian will have to join the fight. Michael Shannon reprises his role as General Zod, but he didn't take the return to the villainous character lightly. Shannon has a lot of respect for Snyder and heartily disagrees with how Snyder's removal from the Justice League film was handled. In order for Shannon to feel right about donning the Kryptonian armor once again, he wanted Snyder's seal of approval. On the Binge-Worthy podcast, he shared his thoughts on the matter. Quote, I was hesitant because I wasn't really happy about what happened to Zack Snyder in that whole deal, talking about the whole Justice League thing. And I really love Zack. The fact that Zack asked me to play that part to begin with, that's probably the biggest surprise of my career. So, really cool. It's always
Glad he
cool
came back.
seeing, actors and other people within the film industry actually have close connections. So I think that's a cool little note. But yeah. Well, guys, let's get into talking about our feels of this movie. And Garrick, I want to start with you. What is your general impressions of The Flash?
Well, I went into this movie with absolutely zero expectations. I was expecting it to be, quite frankly, one of the worst installments to a DC film we were going to get. And I was a little surprised. Now the film does a lot of DC things that DC has done in all of their past films, namely just the dog shit CGI, and they have this weird ugly aesthetic that they just like cling to for everything. Why the fuck did you give Flash an egghead ass look? Like, it's not good. Like, and like, not to mention, when other Flash gets his suit, like, it only becomes cool when it becomes into context later, much later in the film, right? Up until that, it's just 45 minutes. It's just like, this motherfucker's running around in a rubber onesie. What the hell is going on? Like, there's just this ugly ass aesthetic that they lean into. The only thing, like, being the saving grace was, like, Kara had a fucking amazing costume.
Oh
And they brought back like the Kryptonian skull armor from Man of Steel, which was a dope design. But like, I fucking hated Barry's suit in this. Like, I thought it looked dumb as shit. I actually almost preferred the one to Justice League
the piece
more than
together
this.
one that he
Yeah,
had.
like, I don't. Yeah, there was just like, I don't know, like, and it mostly just had to do with the helmet. And like, I understand that they shifted concept designs of the suit because they introduced his ring, which is like a big thing in the comics. It's like, that's how he hides his suit, and he's literally can keep it on him at all times because he's fast enough to change into it and out of it, blah blah blah, in a flash.
Mhm.
And so like they do a really good job of like nodding into like all of these things that like make Barry Allen Barry Allen. Um, but like they just do it all with just this really ugly fucking coat of paint. And it kind of hampers a lot of the movie experience for me because like the way that they chose to like animate Barry's like running animation looks just fucking goofy as shit. And like I understand that they have like a canon reason that they explain why he does that. It's like a movement thing, it's a speed efficiency thing. But like it didn't translate well into the live action like CGI. Like it looked really funny on screen.
Mhm.
Um and like furthermore, like I just want to like just kind of like bring it up and this and then I'll be done talking about like the ugliness of the film because it's an ugly movie. This is an ugly movie. Um like was that there was literally a fucking tweet from like I'm not I don't recall from who, but they literally had to justify why the CGI was like, oh, this is through Barry's lens. And I was like, no. After seeing that movie, like the CGI that they were talking about was not seeing shit through Barry's perspective. Okay, that's not what made everything looked up. It looked up everything fucked up was your weird, colorful multiverse bubbles and a certain somebody that's always wanted to be Superman that looked like he was made out of Play-Doh. That's what everybody was fucking talking about. Like, how the fuck you think that was not the target of like of this discussion was that moment? Like that
Yeah.
shit looked awful. Awful. Like you
Mhm.
like that was so much of your money went to that, and I feel bad. Um but what the movie does really, really well is it actually has pretty good story writing. And like you kind of tell, like it leans on story tropes and those sorts of things from other time travel movie. Mainly, like this, it's Back to the Future. Like they really lean on Back to the Future with kind of like a flashpoint light skin over it
They
because it's not like
even
a true flashpoint. And they even like cop fun at Back to the Future.
yeah, like
Um,
multiple times too. And like for like a solid
exactly.
2 minutes they do it.
Yeah, and so like they do a really good job kind of alluding like to like that's what its influence is. Um and it lent to like a good portion of the film's lightheartedness, which is where I thought that Ezra Miller's Barry Allen did a pretty good job. Was just being like a lighthearted, fun character and like being having really good comedic timing. Um, it was really hard for me to digest because I just don't feel that Ezra Miller embodies Barry Allen very well. Like he misses the mark. Like he tries to lean so hard into the comic book facets of the character that he like forgets to tap into the human part of the character, which is what made Barry interesting. Like mainly being like like the tragedy of his upbringing and like the series of events that like got him to be the Flash and what his motivation for being a superhero.
Mhm.
Which I felt like they kind of glossed over in this, in lieu of some other things, which like pivoted the way that like their version of this Flashpoint event, which is what this is based off of, kind of shaped into the weirdness that it did. If I do feel like this film unfortunately kind of fell into some of the same messy pitfalls that Multiverse of Madness did, where it felt like the end result for some of these characters was just done that way because they didn't know what else to properly do with them.
Mhm.
Um, and and you'll know and if you when you go see the film there's two characters in particular that was just like well, it didn't need to go this way but like it felt like it did because you guys weren't sure what to do. And I
Mhm.
felt like that was like a very very weak point of writing and they did it in Multiverse of Madness too where like I felt like it was not the closure for the film didn't feel very good because it didn't open up the DC multiverse in the way that you kind of wanted this movie to do. Um, I enjoyed it though on the whole. Like it was a good film. This was one of DC's better showings as far as like story writing and character development. But it is I at the end of the day have a really really hard time like thinking that this was worth DC's while to keep Ezra Miller. And after having watched this movie I do feel like the reason they stuck to their guns and kept Ezra Miller was because they simply couldn't afford to redo it. Um, I do not think that Warner Brothers had it within their budget to reshoot this film.
Mm,
There is a big long there's a big long tumultuous history around this film's development, and it basically started back when Green Lantern got greenlit, and it just got shit and shit and shit over by director and scriptwriter until we got the product that we did. And unfortunately, there is, just because of that development process, there's always going to be moments of this film where you are going to feel every single fucking finger that has touched it, and it makes it feel as messy of an experience as you would expect every other DC movie to be.
hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you more on some of those points, and I'll definitely touch on some of that here in a few minutes. Um, but DJ, how do you feel about the movie? What is your first impressions and thoughts here?
I'm not a big comic book guy, or not really into both DC or Marvel. You guys know my exposure to it mostly is through the movies that they released throughout these years that I've been alive.
Hmm.
And some animated shows. Justice League, of course. I've watched a ton of that when I was a kid. So I kind of have a good grasp, or I kind of have a grasp, not a good grasp, but a small grasp on kind of the DC universe. And so I came in here thinking like my expectations were low, but I was trying to be optimistic because I'm like, well, uh, they decided to keep this Ezra Miller character to play the Flash after what they've done. So let's see if it's actually good, and why they want to stick to it. And I think this movie has a lot of things going for it, but equally has a lot of things going against it. And I think that's why there's such mixed opinions about this movie. Um, because I think it was good. By the end of it, I felt kind of satisfied with going out to see it. Um, it didn't do the things that I wanted it to do, but I guess it tied it up in a nice little knot by the end. As nice as you could with the mess that it made. Um, I like the writing is great, like Eric pointed out, writing's pretty good. It didn't feel weird or anything. It didn't feel unnatural. Um, Besides Ezra Miller being Barry Allen, I agree with Garrick. Like, I don't think they really embody Barry Allen to me. And I've watched the Flashpoint Paradox. I watched that. And I was trying to compare the two because that's what you're gonna compare this movie towards if you've watched both, right? Um, and I'm like, this doesn't. They don't like fucking embody Barry Allen to me. Um, and of course, like the stupid running animation or the running fucking
God.
moves. It bothers me. I mean, like, yeah, like we all get it. Like, okay, there's a reason. Like, we get it. It doesn't mean it doesn't look stupid. You know what I mean? And I think that's what DC. Oh, Raven with the raid. Come
Raven
in.
with the
Thank you,
raid. Hey
Raven.
what's up? What's up? Yo,
Welcome,
welcome in
everyone.
everybody. Welcome in everybody. We do not have a raid command. Oh, love you too, raid. Uh
We love
but
you.
but
Thank you, Raven. Love you.
we are a podcast. We are the Good Kraken Show. Right now, we are doing our review of The Flash. And so yeah, hang out, be a part of it. Welcome to the Fish family, everybody. DJ
Stay
is
here for a short time or a long time.
yeah,
Doesn't matter to us, but we're glad to have you
yeah.
anyway.
We understand that not everybody's here for a long time, but I'll promise you'll be here for a good time. So let's keep it
Yeah,
moving
great
here,
times.
right? DJ,
Yeah.
continue on, man. So
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of eggs in this basket in terms of this movie, right?
Dude, some of
Um,
them are cracked as fuck.
Yeah,
so
they
I was
are.
just about to say, like, there's a lot of eggs in this basket, but I feel like a lot of them are cracked, and a lot of them are just regular eggs and not cool little designs on these eggs. If that makes any sense,
Didn't
they're
even
not
Yeah.
buy
Easter
them
eggs.
hoes.
This ain't even. Yeah.
No goodies in these. So it surprises you at some moments, and you feel like, dang, okay. You settle down into your seat as you're watching. You're like, okay, I want to see where this goes. And then the next thing they show you, you're like, I feel like I want to leave. So it's like it's battling. The movie's battling with itself to
It's
try to
so.
keep you in your seat,
Mhm.
and it does it. And the things that it does well, it does really nicely, and you're like, okay, all right, what's next? Well, are we gonna go on a roll with this? And then it immediately is like, no. So I just I don't know where I can put this film. I haven't seen a lot of DC movies, um, but I've seen a lot of people's feedback about the certain like differing levels of quality when it comes to DC movies. Um, but I think I agree with Garrick. I think this is probably one of the better ones in recent years. Because I didn't feel anything after the movie. I didn't feel like it didn't move me in a certain way, or it didn't make me feel like I wasted my money going to see it. I didn't feel like I was about to fall asleep in that movie. It kept me engaged. Is Action scenes are really exciting. Um, you know, despite everything, like everyone, all the actors were on point. I don't think anyone was, acting unnatural or the writing was weird or anything. I think it was a pretty good movie if you just go in and just without any expectations. I think the movie is fine,
Mhm.
but I feel like it is not a good movie if you enjoy the comics or enjoy these characters, because you will find things in this movie that you're like, why did they do that? Why are they going in this direction? Like, it so it's frustrating knowing that. But yeah, it's just this movie's weird and I don't know where to put it. I just don't know where to put it in my brain. Like, do I like it? Do I hate it? It's just it's okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of that middle
All
ground
that to
there.
say it's okay.
Yeah. Well, first off, fuck Ezra Miller. I'm gonna say it because it
Mhm.
needs to be said. Guy's a piece of
Dude,
shit. They're a piece of shit. You know, I just want to say that
Yeah.
straight up. I'm still disappointed that Warner Brothers has chosen to keep them and not shift to Grant Gustin because inherently he is a better
should use Grant Gustin.
he's a better Flash and a better Barry Allen. Like I'm sorry,
Mhm.
in every way possible. The show is actually good. So they should have just like used him, like found a way to convert it into him replacing Ezra throughout the movie. Honestly, that's
I don't know. I feel like
my
you could have
sole
wrote him
purpose.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my like the sole thing I wanted from this movie was that. Didn't happen obviously, but yeah, I with that being said, the writing was actually good. The writing was good for the most part. I do have some caveats about the writing. Um,
Mhm.
I do like the soundtrack choice and the score for the movie. I thought it
Mhm.
fit in really well. I thought they did a good job with that. It was nice seeing Ben Affleck's Batman again. Don the Cowl. I think if he ever had a proper Batman movie within this DCEU, I feel like there would have been a way that they could have made that pretty good. And I would have liked like a prequel to like Man of Steel or something, like showing why he is the way he is,
Yeah, that'd be
to-
cool.
you know. But we all know that's not happening. Um,
He's getting old, man. Ben's getting old.
there's tons of ways to write in that kind of stuff. Um,
That's true.
but other than that, I like the pacing. I like how they showed how his powers worked. It was a much better representation of than what we got in the Zack Snyder version of the movie. Because I hated that fucking slow mo scene so much. I hated it so much. Um, but outside of that, um, I'm very familiar with the Flash's story, especially this story specifically. And everything was good to me until we met Second Barry, and I hated Second Barry. I hated him so much. He was so annoying. I hated his dialogue. I hated the way he acted. And honestly, I just kind of like saw that and was like, this is probably how he acts in real life. You know what I mean? And it just kind of goes hand in hand with that. Um, every scene with Kara, I loved. I thought Kara stole the show. And what was that actress name again? Let me see here.
I'm actually not familiar with what they're in aside from. I don't know that I've seen them in anything else aside from this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look them up. It was Sasha Cowell, who was Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did a great job. I need to see more of her in the DCEU. I would like to see her get her own movie in some way or another, or see her alongside somebody else. Um, I would love for her to reprise her role. Very very bad.
Yep, same.
She's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, she did a
She's
great
great.
job, and I do want to see more of her. It was really fun. Getting to see Michael Keaton as Batman. I grew up on the Tim Burton Batman movie. Um, Watched that a bunch as a kid. So it was a nice little nostalgic feeling. They even had the same old castle, not castle, mansion design and everything too from the movie. The same well and everything. The same bat cave too. I do like how they paid attention to detail
Batmobile.
with all that. Yeah, that right there was cream of the crop for me. That was a great choice. I'm glad that they did it all justice there. Um, Within its own league. Uh,
Mm,
um, but I the CGI was a bit atrocious. Although I will say that some of those fight scenes were pretty cool. So I did like some of those fight scenes within that last act.
Mhm.
Um, but that ending, man, was the most anticlimactic resolution to that story ever. And I think that was the moment for me personally where it killed the movie for me. You know, it
it
just,
was very quick to resolve the final act.
and I did not like that because that story is not like that in the comics, nor is it like that in any animated movie or show or anything like that. That story takes seasons to go through in the TV show. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
and there's like a whole big. They deviated a lot from the source material on this
mm-hmm,
to try to make it fit in with what's like currently like existing, which is weird too, because like they worked so hard to shove it into the current canon,
mm-hmm.
which isn't going to matter come August.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not. And I was just really disappointed in that factor. We had some cool moments, some cool Easter eggs of showings and stuff. I laughed my ass off at that long-haired Easter egg. I saw this movie by myself and I audibly laughed out loud in the theater.
Oh yeah, me too. That was like, yeah, when they were showing us the different
Mhm.
versions of individuals. Yeah.
Mhm.
There was one where I audibly laughed, and then there was another one where I was just like,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're
yeah.
talking about. Yep, yep.
You
The-
talking about what's it?
no,
There's a
don't give it
guy who
away. Don't
plays
give it
a
away. Don't give it away.
I
But
mean, like I'm trying to reference it without like speaking it.
so
Like
Giant Spider is
without
where I laughed out loud. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. the giant spider.
When they were cameoing several other versions of super people.
Yeah.
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 I'm talking about the when they put in the OG.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that was the moment. Yeah.
yeah.
You know the I think the guy who played it, he's like, I don't remember being asked to be in this movie. So that was fully like that was full on the bad CGI.
So yeah,
Mhm.
another thing on that, Warner Brothers owns like all the rights to those things, so they could pretty
Yeah.
much put a scene in
So
whatever they want. I'm pretty sure that was a scene from another movie that they just digitally
They just
enhanced.
CGI'd. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they enhanced it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was most of the scenes that we saw
Yeah, except
in
for
that
the meme.
final
One
sequence.
was just literally just a meme brought to life.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Which, like, I appreciate that they did that, but God, they could have made that look so much better. You know,
Hmm.
they should have hired the visual effects team behind Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's all I'm
They
saying.
couldn't afford it, dude.
I
Like Warner
know.
Brothers
I,
is so
I
broke, and it's showing in all their movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I saw a TikTok on this. Someone who claimed to be who've worked on the Flash film. He was talking about why we've been getting such shitty like CGI. And it's not the VFX artist's fault. It's more of the production company
Hmm.
and why they like the people working on the film, like the higher ups, because they they basically they say, hey, we need you to do this amount of scenes, and they present it to all the VFX like studios, and they're like, you guys bid for which ones you want to do, and they bid for it, but basically not all scenes are created equal in terms of what they need for VFX. So like one could just be like regular, like little touch up, but another the next scene right after could be like, oh, you need like this type of lighting, smoke, blah, this, then, and they don't give them enough like a big enough deadline because um and so they have to rush to finish it, because if you don't finish it, basically the production company just says we're not working with you ever anymore. And the fact that there's only 3 studios that do superhero movies, you kind of have to like, you want to keep the lights on, you have to meet those deadlines because you don't want to be denied by these
Hmm.
big studios. And with like superhero movies, like we get like 3 like every year, 3 or 4, like
More than that, I feel
it's
like
so
now.
you'll realize that, like you'll realize like those VFX companies are like stretched so thin. And that's why
Hmm.
we get movies like these, because these companies don't want to spend more time making movies. They want to spend more time putting out movies, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why we get shit CGI.
Yeah. Well, we
Because
still
I
have
mean,
these
to
even
folks
if
are
critique
that
it.
talented,
fucking
they just need
person,
time. They just need
yeah,
time.
even if that
Yeah.
person didn't work on the Flash, that's probably a very honest perception of the
Hmm.
situation.
And I feel like it's still
Hmm.
necessary to critique it because the
Hmm. Oh
production
yeah, for
company should
sure.
know.
But I'm just saying, like, to give perspective, like it it's the VFX people's fault, but I think the studios is more at fault. Like the people who make
Hmm.
the films
Oh,
that
100%.
lease out these projects
Hmm.
to these companies.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, like, to end my impressions here, overall, I did go into this with very low expectations, as I have done with pretty much every DC property. Um, you know, I I think Suicide Squad is the best movie that they've done so far, which is,
the
James
newest
Gunn.
one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh, the James
Suicide
Gunn one.
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad is still the best one they have done, followed up by
Hmm.
Woman, aka Captain America Light. Um, but yeah, I think, yeah, I will say I enjoyed quite a bit of the movie. Like I said, I had some very heavy critiques of very specific things about what they did. Um, I did like the surprise at the end, though. I did like the
Hmm.
surprise. I was 100% there for it, like actually there for it,
Mhm.
and I'm happier than what we have had in the DCEU. I will say that I'm 100% there for it, and I'm looking forward to see if they do capitalize on that in any point moving
Do
forward.
not think they will, but
I
Yeah.
know.
Who the fuck is this?
I loved it though. I loved it. I was. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we got something in some way.
oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't think they will because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like he really embodies
It's
that
fucking
character.
Oh, he does.
dude, yeah.
Oh,
Have you seen the
he
old
does.
ones? Have you seen the old ones?
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so crazy too, because like
I've seen a
freaking
little
like
bit, yeah. When I was a
it's
kid.
so weird to think about like what's happening with like DC films right now. Because
Mhm.
it's like it's not even that like James Gunn is like driving the car now, right? It's like
No.
no, like Zack Snyder got kicked the fuck out of the driver's seat and they just let that car run until it ran into something and then they purchased James Gunn a brand new car and they're like, this is gonna be your DC, don't fucking crash it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like so like and literally like Aquaman like no joke like the Flash like in terms of this fucking shitty analogy, the Flash is the car jumping the curb and Aquaman the Last Kingdom is going to be hitting is going to be a Paul Walker moment, right? And it's just
Fuck.
and then the DCEU is just going to die. Like it's and then like we're going to have whatever the fuck that Blue Beetle ends up propelling forward, which is also going to be so weird for fans too, because Blue Beetle is the start of like the new fresh DC film like
DCU.
catalog,
Yeah.
but The Last Kingdom still comes out this December, and it's the last piece of the current continuity. So even though Blue
Ah.
Beetle falls in between the two, it's the new, and Aquaman is actually the end of the old, which almost ended with the Flash.
Mhm.
And what? Yeah,
And
Did
they had
they-
a
didn't undo.
post-credit
Look,
scene in
they
this
didn't
film.
DC, you didn't undo the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Didn't yeah, nice analogy there.
He didn't undo the
Didn't they
spaghetti.
say that they were gonna continue to use Gal Gadot and what's his fucking face? Aquaman moving forward though?
Momoa?
Jason
I
Momoa.
believe Gal Gadot is secured. Although after everything involving The Last Kingdom and Amber Heard and that film's production, Momoa's kind of tentative. I think he's really pissed with how everything went. I remember seeing some stuff about he's just like, I really don't know if I want to keep going on with this character after like the delay after delay after delay. Like I don't are my movies even happening anymore? Like he's just tired of not knowing
Yeah.
what the hell is supposed to happen with this character
Mhm.
and like his career, like as
And
far
he's
as like
tired of being in shape for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
dude, literally in every interview this man is in, he is
He's
just like, I do not go to the gym. I hate the gym. I will not touch weights unless I have to. And like, and it's literally like he's on call from DC, like basically 24 hours a day. I can only imagine. Like any moment, like you have to be called up to go film some bullshit Aquaman scene.
Yeah, so he has
And
to
so,
like stay in shape, sort of, and then like do a massive cut.
Yeah, and then do like a
right
bulk
before
up.
the film.
And he's tired. Like he's voiced it to the public multiple times. Like he doesn't know if he wants to continue to be Aquaman, and I do not blame him at this point. I know Gunn has expressed interest in keeping him, but also like he's also really concerned because he was just like, I kind of liked Henry as Superman. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Mhm.
And like we still don't know who the fuck new Superman's gonna be. Like, and like I'm sorry, like Ben Affleck is still like this was his final time being Batman.
Mhm.
Like this was it. It was the Flash movie. So like the two of DC's biggest heavy hitters are in the fucking wind as far as like DC films are concerned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? And like and as much as I love me some Battinson, right? Like that's its own thing. Right? Like
Yep.
that's its own
Yep,
like
that's its own universe.
which is like another problem with DC in and of itself is like they keep branching off all this shit and they refuse to connect any of it. Fucking wankers.
Which they should
And-
just connect it all.
which they could have done with the Flash.
Yep. They could have connected it. They could have.
Yeah.
They could have
It's-
connected it. It could have been so good too. Like and especially with them talking about wanting to take a younger approach to these heroes moving forward, because Zack Snyder
Yeah.
did the older approach,
That would be
right?
sick for the reboot of the
Dude,
like
we could have got
this is the DCU now.
we could have got a Robin origin story What I'm not saying that we're not going to. We possibly could still get that, but like with what we know about Pattinson is he was year 2 of that movie. The
Hmm.
We're getting the Penguin show as well on Max now. It's not even HBO Max. It's just Max. Um, and we that show is picking up directly, literally the day that the movie ended. That movie is picking up right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I, in my little heart, I hope that they find a way to connect that and keep it going. And guys, without us rambling on too much, because I feel like we're saying the same things we've been saying for years now regarding the DCEU.
We're tired as well.
Yeah, I think it's time that we give our official review of The Flash. Garrick, you were first up to give your impressions. If you could, sir, what is your rating and should people go see this movie?
Just my little cat, just like my little capstone thought, right? Like this film was you walk out of it not hating it and not loving it, and that makes it really, really hard for me to suggest going to see it. Also, um, Ezra Miller is the star of this film, and that alone makes it really hard for me to go suggest that anybody see it. This is going to have a poor box office showing. The day that this movie came out, it was me, my wife, and the theater was empty except for two other people that decided to sit right next to us in a completely empty theater. Fuck you guys. That's gonna be like your film experience with this. Like you're gonna be going to a dead theater. Like this is like nobody's going to see this film because of who is in this film. And I maybe agree that you shouldn't be giving this film your bucks. If you are interested in uh seeing the dying whispers of the DCEU, on the big screen, go see The Flash. But if you're just interested in the character and you just like superhero shit enough, wait till this comes on to Max because it's going to. And at the end of the day, like this movie is literally the most 7 out of 10 ass fucking film ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. DJ, what is your rating and would you tell people to go see this movie?
Um, man, don't go see this right away. If you got nothing else to do, I'd say like, if you're near a theater, just want to like go outside for to go back indoors for a good bit. Go see it, I guess. Bring a friend that's also interested in superhero movies. And you won't feel like, for me at least, I didn't feel like I waste money going to out to see it. Um, but yeah, I agree with Garrick. It's kind of a very mid movie. So it deserves a very mid rating. A 6 out of 10 for me. Uh, yeah, I
Mhm.
just I don't know where to put it. I just think it has a lot going for it, but it just it fumbles like every time. It
Yeah.
catches it and then it fumbles. So,
Mhm.
Shouldn't have that popcorn.
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. Um, guys, I'm gonna say right now, you do not need to go see this movie in theaters. There is there's multiple other movies I will tell you to go see in theaters right now. For one, if you haven't yet, go see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That movie is fantastic. Go see that before you give your money to this or Ezra Miller in any way, if he's even really making money from this anymore. We got Oppenheimer coming out and we got Barbie coming out. Wait for those instead. Save your bucks for those. Don't see this movie in theaters. Wait till it comes to Max if you have any interest in it. Fuck Ezra Miller. There was some cool things in this movie that I enjoyed, but overall, the movie fumbled a lot for me. I was extremely disappointed with the anticlimactic resolution to the story. I'm gonna have to give this movie a 5.5.
That's very reasonable. So what's our overall rating?
So 7, 6, 5.5. What was that, like a
That would put us at a
Maybe
6.
yeah,
6?
6?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That put us square to 6, which is a very fair rating. I literally I gave it a 7 because it made me laugh more often than I thought I was going to.
Yeah,
We forgot to say it.
That was it. That
This
was like it was
movie's
just
pretty
it was
humorous.
pretty funny, but
But
there's just so much to bitch about in between
yeah,
the funny moments that it was really easy to gloss over, just like we did in our review. So
yeah.
that gives the Flash an official 6 from the Good Kraken podcast.
Yep. That is correct, guys. Let's go over our schedule for the rest of the week. We will be back this Thursday on the 22nd at 7 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. East Coast time, and we will be doing another shipwreck show for all y'all. So come out.
Yeah, I could
yeah.
be there on that one. Yay!
Same.
Let's go.
I know it's gonna be me, Garrick, DJ. You gonna be there? You gonna be there?
Yep, we're gonna be there.
Ernell is gonna be there, and
Gangs back together.
Yep. And I know Xander is gonna be tentative for that one as well, but God, I
Live from
can't
the
wait.
laundry room, dude. Live from the laundry room.
Live from the laundry room,
hope.
folding them clothes. You know, I want to see him fold some boxers right in front of us on there. I want to see what kind of boxers he has.
Do it.
We should make
Do
that a
it.
segment for the shipwreck show. Just Xander folding boxers.
He gets like
Laundry
his
moment.
we get like his far away camera cut, and he's just like
Yeah,
got, like
no,
a little
it's
pass.
no, we
He's
treat it
just
like
got
it's
like
a
a little
sports
basket at his feet,
Yeah.
and he's just
Oh.
he's just folding.
Yeah.
Well, we
Well-
treat it like a sports highlight. You know how like they like segue a sponsored like little moment. Like this is the Kia sports cam. Like this is the Glide mouse pad laundry cam featuring Xander. Xander picks up
The
the
boxers.
tidy whities, folds them immaculately. Look at that.
Those ones have hearts all over them. They are white in color, but they have red polka dot hearts
I
throughout
like how
them.
he only owns like cartoon cliche versions of underwear, like
Yeah.
nothing else. Tidy whities are hard boxers, like that's
Honestly,
it. Those
yeah.
are the only two kinds of underwear that exist.
Honestly, Xander would be in a cartoon. I feel like he'd be like
briefs are a myth.
Yep.
yeah.
Boxer briefs all the way.
He's
Guys, Friday, there's going to be another Ocean Shrine story time this Friday in place of Splash Damage, as Ernell will be playing the brand new Final Fantasy 16, and that'll be right here at 7 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. East Coast time at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. And Saturday, the Good Kraken podcast will resume at 12 p.m. West Coast and 3 p.m. East Coast. And we will be talking about our most anticipated movies for the remaining of 2023. Guys, come into our Discord. Let us know what you feel about The Flash. Let us know if you thought our take sucked ass or if you agreed with us after seeing the movie. You can come to our Discord and be part of that discussion, and also be a part of the Fish family. Hang out with us, play some games, watch some movies, some TV shows. We got a Weeb channel now where me and a bunch of the peeps have been watching anime. We just finished the Demon Slayer arc, the Swordsmith
Hey.
Village arc, and that shit was fire. Really loved it. It probably, I don't know. I think Entertainment District might still be my favorite arc, actually. To tell you the truth, but there's some really cool shit in this one. With that being said, this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. You can also support us by going over to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken exclamation point, and leaving a review there. But until next time, y'all, time is like a bowl of spaghetti. It interweaves.
You did not do the spaghetti. Fix your shit,
Man.
DC.
the mess on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I like
Yep.
a good mess.
That perfectly personifies the DCEU.
Make sure to source the correct tomatoes for that mess,
Mhm.
or else you get tomatoless mess. You know what I'm saying?
Is that just water? I stopped it right there. I stopped it right there.